Hello guys, I'm registering a lap guide for Barcelona with the GT4 to help whoever is slugging with pace. So we are gonna start the lap and we are going to go towards T1. T1 we want to move the car to the left side of the curb with the left side of the car, left side of the curb, on the green part, on the green tarmac. In the braking zone, it's very important to not brake with the left side of the car touching the curb. We want to have left side of the car on the green part of the track, right side of the car on the tarmac, normal tarmac, and do not touch the curb with any wheels because the curb will have less grip and you have less braking power. So I use this light as a reference point and brake a couple of car lengths before and lift just around the start of the car. Basically, this car likes to have a small lift before the braking zone. I think most of the car on iRacing likes a small lift, but this car I think is one of the car that likes the most of it. So I go full brake, and this is kind of a mistake because this car doesn't like full brake. You want to go about 80%, 90% on the every braking zone, but in this lap I do. So a small mistake, but that's not that important for this video. So we are going next part of the corner, start trail braking, and I'm aiming to go over this yellow curb with the right side wheel, but just about, because if I cut too much there is a slowdown here. So I want to clip this curb with the right side tire, with the left side ideally of the right side, the left side of the front right tire. So as you can see in full speed, you see that I do a small clip with the right side of the car. I'm clipping the curb, but on the inside basically of the car. But if you hit more square, the car will be okay. This car handles bumps like this pretty good, so it's kind of pretty safe to do this line. But if you are not comfortable, you can go on the left side of the curb and it will be fine. And we are going to do the second part of this chicane, the initial chicane, and that's a pretty fast corner. You do just a small lift, dab of the brake, and that's enough to turn the car. You want to cut a bit, go with the left side of the car on the green, which is flat, and will not push the car to the right. If you stay on the curb is not flat, it's angled and will push the car to the right. So you want to cut over it. This is a recurrent theme on this track. You want to cut over the curb and use the flat part that's just on top of the curb and not the actual curb for most of the corners. So in this corner you do it, small lift and small brake tap to move the weight forward just a bit to make the car turn, and we stay on the left side, start to lift on the first part of the corner to avoid understeer, lift until the moment you want to brake just a bit. You want to do this part of the corner late because this car understeers a lot on power on exit of the corner, so you want to do the rotation early, late as possible, as much of the corner need to be done when you are throttling out. So you small trail brake and then you apply throttle here, and the car sometimes will understeer a bit, so you have to lift. If the car understeer, you do small lift, small throttle control to keep the car in the correct line. Here you want to stay a bit on the inside, and when you are basically almost on the red line, you are want to open the corner a bit and go wide. So you start wide, lift a bit, small trail brake to tighten the radius, and then you throttle out with a bit of throttle control to control the line. And another, like T1, another time, left side of the car on the green, right side on the tarmac. You brake a couple of car lengths before the bridge. Small lift I do also in this spot. Small lift, brake, fourth, third, and second gear to do the last bit of rotation. After just after I put second gear, I start to the exit, starts basically the exit of the corner with some throttle, and this is probably the hardest corner with the throttle, or the hardest exit, I think, in this track, where you need to do a lot of throttle control to keep the car tight and in the correct line without the car snapping, without the car understeering. So here it is very important to have to keep the throttle in check and do not smash the throttle, because you will spin or you will understeer depending on how you are taking the corner. So here, very important throttle control, especially in the first part when you are in second gear. When you put third, you can start open the steering wheel. You can apply more throttle. In this case, I was in a very good line, so I could smash the throttle fully, and the car took it. So here in the exit, I do not want to go too wide because you have a left side coming very soon. So stay kinda in the middle, not too wide, and immediately go right to prepare for the next corner. Small lift as always, and brake zone. Here in this corner, I don't like to do super harsh brake. I don't like to go super hard on the brake. I keep the braking force kind of low, and I want to apex pretty late. Here you can see better from this. There is a dip in the track, and I want to turn there just after the dip on the track on the left side. So braking zone, kind of long braking zone. This corner also is very difficult because for the braking zone there is basically no reference point, at least not for me. So I go by feel, and here late apex, and I want to, as always with this car, you want to do like a late with a slow corner. You want to do a late gear change to do the last bit of the rotation. And on the exit, you can go wider than this, because this part of the track is very cambered towards the left, so it will help you correct the line of the car, will push the car to the left if you go over it. In this lap I don't do it, but you can do it. It's probably faster, and also the off tracks is very lenient here. You can basically almost touch the gravel with the right side of the car. We can see it like now in normal speed. Brake, 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 trail brake, second gear, a little bit more of trail brake, and I go out. And when we are going to this chicane, we want to use all the track here. So even this curve with the braking zone, we are going to use it. So I'm going, you can see, I'm going basically to the right still, and I brake. Not too much force here is required. Trail brake, and I'm aiming to go over this green part of the track, because as I said before, here is flat, this is angled, and we push the car out and it goes understeer, so you just want to go over it and just cut it. And here, to help, because it's very common that the car want to over rotate here and oversteer, you can apply some throttle to help reduce understeer. Like, as you can see, I have a bit of overlap here, and this helps to keep the car in check. And you cut, and then you go wide. Here you go very wide, left side on. You need to keep the left side of the car on this red and white curb, but with the right side you can go very wide, and I aim to go over this curb, yellow curb, and because I can cross it and the car it's fine. Just like you need to keep you want to have the steering wheel straight when you go over it, and the car is more stable this way. You can also cut a bit more, because here I go back on track here, but I think you can go back on track here, and it will be better and faster, and you still not gonna get an off track or a slowdown. So again, full speed, we go wide, tuck the car in, some throttle to help the car stabilize, exit, full throttle, cut the corner as much as possible, and we go on this fast right-hander. We start all the way to the left, use all the track, and this corner you don't want to brake, just trail brake, not hard brake. So all hard small brake, you want to aim just after this yellow curb to have to touch the curb to stabilize. So the red and white curb will help you turn the car, because this car in the fast corners doesn't it's really understeery, and especially in this corner, so you want to use the curb to help rotate the car. And so this, for me, this is the reference point. I'm aiming to hit the curb just after this yellow curb. Just after this yellow curb, I'm hitting the red and white curbs. As you can see, in this lap I do the ideal thing, and I just go over it with the right side of the car on these yellow and these green stripes here that hooks the car and help me rotate. You will feel the car slide a bit in this situation, and that's good. You want the car to slide a bit in this corner, because if not, you are not sliding, you're understeering in here, and you want to slide a bit to make the corner fast. But you don't want to, of course, you don't want to do too much, because that's a lot of tire hit, and tire will drop if you do this too much. So you need to do a balance. A very small amount of drift, of like a slide here, is wanted and welcome. So again, at full speed over the curb to rotate and go not too wide here, because this spot is the worst spot on off tracks. So you want to keep the right side of the car on the tarmac and not touch the curb. You can go a little bit wider than this, but that's this lap. So we are going to the next corner. I use as a braking reference the end of the gravel trap here. Do as always a small lift, and then I brake fully, like 80-90%. In this lap I touch the curb, but I don't think you want to do. As I said, in T1 the curb has less grip, and the braking distance will be longer if you touch the curb. But it's not as bad in this corner. I don't know why in T1 it's worse. So here you can clip it. Ideally you don't, but you can clip it a bit. And here you are aiming to do a kind of a light apex, but also you want to cut this corner, this part of the corner, go over the curb and stay tight on exit. This is too wide already. I'm losing a bit of time because I'm a bit too wide, and I need to fight the car a bit to push the car to the left, and this is not good also for the tires here that are kind of the tire wear here is pretty high, so you'd want to minimize this as much as possible. So you want to brake slightly more than this and keep the car slightly more rotated here to stay tighter on exit, and this will be faster and better on the tires. But this lap is this way, so we are gonna take it, and we start on all the way on the left, and this is a very long corner, and you want to do very long, very small amount of braking to keep the nose of the car down and the car rotating until basically this yellow curb. That is my reference point to when this corner ends. Here I accelerate a bit too early, so I need to lift and accelerate again because I was understeering. And here, as you can see, I use both brake and throttle to, like, at the same time to move the weight of the car. Brake to oversteer basically, and throttle to understeer in this situation. In this corner, you need to like find the perfect balance to turn the car with the brake, and also at the same time you want to throttle out of this corner. And this is roughly the spot where you want to start accelerating and use all the track on exit you can basically touch the gravel and that's not gonna be an off track. And next corner, we're gonna see, 1 second, we're gonna see full speed this corner. Okay, we stay wide here. In this lap upshift to fourth, it's probably better to keep third here. So here, small lift, small dab of the brake to push the nose of the car down and tighten the radius of the corner, a bit of rotation, cut the corner a bit. This is pretty much the maximum. And we throttle control to exit. We can go wide, but not too much. So I use the throttle. The more the throttle, the more I go wide, basically. And of course, I want to push the throttle as much as possible. But if I go too wide, I lift a bit. And here, for let's see full speed, and then we are going for the next corner. Here, last corner of the track. It's very fast. Right side that you want to, the car likes to understeer a lot, so you want to do, as always with this car, a bit of a late apex. And there you have two options. You can go with the left side of the car, on the left side of the curb. Basically, you have the car over the curb, and the middle of the car will scrape, but the car is going to be fine, I think, most of the time. It's usually fine, but it's a bit weird. It's slightly faster, or if not, if you want to go safe, you can just I like to eat a bit the curb, to have a bit like the car already angled towards the right, towards the corner. And just before the ends of the yellow curb, I start a small amount of trail brake to rotate the car and point the car towards the inside curb. I want to do a small clip of the inside curb that will drag the car a bit to the right, rotate just a bit, not too much, because this curb is quite tall, and you go wide. On exit here is pretty lenient with the off track, so you can go quite wide. You need to keep your right side of the car on the yellow on the red and white curb on the exit, but it will be fine. We are going to see the last corner full speed for the end of the lap. Bye guys. Oh, I hope it's helpful.